we pushed play and then it was something about the connection or something, but we're back. Thanks for tuning in. Got Christina Martinez here. I'm Tiffany Dirks, and we wanted to share a little bit with you about something we've been doing, Christina for almost a year,
just about,
and me for about 9 months, and it's already a core connection. I have a router thing right there. I'm really not sure.
We'll just keep rolling.
Okay, we're gonna keep going with it. Halloween is in about 2 weeks, and it is my first Halloween in the Naked Mind journey. And your second?
Be my second.
Her second, so she's already done it before. And already I'm planning and thinking. We have some Halloween parties coming up next week, and it has taken up some. We wanted to talk with you about is just having some thoughts and maybe some strategies about how to approach this Halloween party season and still live your best life with the fewest regrets. Yes. So, did you want to share a little bit about when you started your journey last year?
So it was end of October last year, and I decided that I was thinking a little bit too much about hello. So I was thinking a little bit too much about it. It was you know, a nightly glass of wine is not a big deal. It's not a problem, but it started to bother me that I was thinking about it often. So I decided to, I was part of a challenge. Actually, I'm doing it again this year. It's called the last 90 days of the year. And I was doing that. It started in October 1st. And I didn't know what I wanted to try to do during those 90 days. One of the challenges during that challenge is to do, and I didn't know it was halfway through the month, and I kept thinking that it should be wine, but I didn't want it to be wine. But I decided finally at the end of October that it was going to be wine. And so I decided to do it, and to see that I could do it, and to see also if it was going to help me with some of my age 47 hormonal issues I was having. And so I decided I would do it for 30 days at least, just to see how I was feeling. And I did it for 30 days and I was feeling great. So I decided to continue it, and I just kept continuing it. And I said, I'll continue for 100 days. And I made 100 days and said, I'm just going to do this for as long as I do it. And I am almost a year later, and I haven't had any drinks, any wine. I've had some sips. I've tasted some wines that I know are good. I've had a sip of a couple cocktails just to see how they tasted. But I haven't had a full glass of anything, and it hasn't been as hard as I thought for me.
So that's where about 9 months ago, I really felt like the Holy Spirit was speaking to my heart at church, and I was approaching my 41st birthday. And for my birthday, I had asked for some lasering on my face and some Botox. And I just felt like God was saying at church, like, okay, girlfriend, like, sure, you can access all these things from the outside, but if you don't do anything to change what's going inside, you're going to have a disconnect. Sure, you can put beauty literally comes from the inside out, and having that glow, which you know I crave, in any form, be it powder or stick, cream, whatever. He's like, it's not going to work. So I honestly think that there was much more to it, but God knows the way to our heart, and I can get behind any beauty idea. So I jumped in, and when I did that, I think you reached out to me. I had gone, of course, live. I hopped on, shared about a book I had been reading, The Naked Mind Journey, and that was in November. I was saying I was going to start a 30-day challenge in December. So long story short, I too learned that I was spending way too much time in my head thinking about drinking and when I could have my next drink and We're extremely social and busy with work. So literally the opportunities to drink are every day. I mean, there was one yesterday.
Yeah.
And we get to this age, not only are we having these like physical issues, but opportunity and access is, it's easier to say, you could say yes all the time, but you rarely would be in a position to say no. Like you can afford it, you're at the place, you have friends that are also drinking. It just goes with the culture of being a woman or a mama.
And we deserve it.
We deserve it. Life is so hard. Raising little people is so hard. What do you call it? I love how you say it, the mama wine culture.
Oh, the mom wine culture. Yeah.
The mom wine culture. I mean, the memes, the t-shirts. We were laughing about how many last week we got together collectively, how many and which wine or alcohol culture t-shirts we had.
Oh, yeah.
Coffee till cocktails.
Yeah, they wine, I wine, spelled differently, wines.
Mama needs a drink.
Rosé all day.
I think I have one, tequila and tacos.
Oh my gosh, I love that one. They're
tequila
out there.
Was my favorite.
And you have the wine glasses that say, because kids.
It's hard. Yeah. So we get it. We have children. We have crazy busy lives. But there was something inside of us that just said, just because they say it, is it true?
Right.
Or is there another way to live?
Right.
And so, I mean, how are you guys feeling? We have a couple people on right now. Do you guys have any questions or want us to talk specifically? Oh my gosh, your daughter.
I know.
Want us to address anything specifically? I'll give you a minute to think about that. We did want to give you a strategy with all of the Halloween parties starting this weekend and next weekend. What you could think about to kind of give yourself a kind of like a head start or some strategies when you find yourself in a situation with alcohol.
Yeah, I mean, if you're choosing, well, to back up a little bit, we were chatting before we got started about you don't have to be all or nothing with alcohol.
Yes.
Right? Like you can just say you're going to be mindful about your drinking. Like maybe you're noticing that you're having a nightly glass of wine and wondering why do you need that nightly glass of wine? Or you're looking forward to it and you're starting to think, why am I looking forward to having a glass of wine? And I know for me, just as an example, like I would think about my evenings of, okay, what do I have to do tonight? Do I have to drive any kids around? And if, the answer is yes or no, I built my evening around that. Okay, work out at this time, then dinner at this time, and okay, then I can have my glass of wine after I drive someone somewhere and I'm home. Like I started noticing how I was thinking about it, and I was thinking about it too often. And so that's where it started for me, was I was noticing it. And so I kept noticing it more, and not did it ever stop me sometimes from having that glass of wine, but then I knew what I was doing. I'm choosing to have a glass of wine. So then I started going on. And so that's going a little deep for today. That's for like maybe another one of these times, right? If you guys like this, we'll continue to do this about other stuff.
We love it. We're going to do it anyway.
We're going to do it. And whether you watch or not, that's okay. But, so it doesn't have to be all or nothing. You can just choose to say this holiday season that you're going to pay attention to it. You're going to pay attention to the reasons you want to drink and why you're drinking or how much you're drinking. You can choose to say, I'm going to try this for 30 days and see if I can. And, see if I can get through just this weekend's Halloween party. I'm not going to drink. I want to see how that is.
Or just see if you could maybe go until that Halloween party without a drink. It started for me being, nothing for 30 days. And then it felt so good. And my husband did it with me, which was so cool. And we checked in with each other and we're like, our lives feel so good in every single area. If you haven't had sex lately, it takes
your love's Patreon.
Yeah, sorry. Be married, be 25 years old if you're listening to this part. part. But there are so many things that just you associate alcohol with. I'm getting on an airplane, therefore I need to have a drink.
I'm hosting a party, so while I'm getting ready, I'm going to have a glass of wine while I'm getting ready because I need to just kind of relax and kind of get into the mood. That's what I did.
And then, like, I have to have a signature cocktail available at the party, or an article shows us that we have to have that. So in the next couple Wednesdays, our Wellness Wednesday, we want to talk about some of these questions, things in society and culture that drive us to think that we have to have alcohol to be a mom, or we have to have alcohol on a date to have a good time with our partner. Just asking questions, being a resource for you guys, and giving you the thought that maybe you don't have to mute or change anything about your fabulous self to show up in a social setting or in your own life.
It's true. I can't tell you, like, I had somebody else tell me this when I was really kind of wondering if this was sort of the path for me. I reached out to somebody else that I knew was further along in their journey than me. And she told me that all the things that she drank for, that she thought solved her all these problems, self-confidence, relaxing, you know, all the reasons she thought she was drinking for, once she stopped drinking, all of those situations were better.
So much better.
So much better. And I really wondered about that. I thought that can't be true because I really do feel
just
more relaxed.
Super confident, like Brene Brown type.
Right. But now that I'm almost at a year at this, I really feel that way. And I understand that. Not that I don't ever get anxious. Like, I'm nervous right now.
We're so nervous.
Before we got started, we're sweating and everything.
Window is open. We're like praying.
Yeah. And so, but I learned different ways to kind of get rid of that anxiety and to talk myself through it. And you mentioned how when you started doing lives for your makeup and stuff, you were drinking every night.
Every single time. I don't know if you remember, like a year ago, every time I go live, it would be about 4 o'clock, which is socially acceptable happy hour time. I would have my tequila soda, vodka soda every single time just to be brave enough to do this. So to be talking about alcohol and to have a naked mind, allow yourself to, I say wrestle with the sand in your clamshell. Like, what is the actual
the mermaid
trigger or the root of why you're choosing to have a drink? If it's because your kids just got home from school, it's 4 o'clock. A trigger for me was time to cook dinner.
Yes, dinner
every night. Okay. And so I would start to get twitchy and I have to have a drink. Or I would love it. I'm going to pour a drink right now. Not I have
I'm going to drink a glass of wine while I'm cooking.
An afternoon snack instead of having an afternoon coffee, which made me agitated. My blood sugar would crash, and then I would have a drink thinking I'm going to have dinner. So I was able to key into that and solve that problem by having an afternoon snack and a decaf beverage in the afternoon, and I'm not yelling at my kids or feeling stressed out at dinner time anymore.
It's amazing how less stressed you feel than when you were having that cocktail.
It's like you're wearing a weighted vest. You're literally sabotaging yourself in your life. Crazy. Okay, let's check in one more time. Does anyone have any questions, anything you want to chat about? Maybe it's private. Maybe you're not airing your alcohol journey on social media live publicly, and you have something you would like to talk to us privately about. You can always send us a message, text us, and you could call us, but I probably just wouldn't answer the phone. I would listen to the message later and call you back. But we're always here for you. And I think what we wanted to leave on for today is that if you do find yourself having alcohol this weekend or at any time, and I mean, I don't even know the parameters about that. Like, how would you say that?
What are you trying to say?
About call an Uber or
Oh,
Lyft
yeah,
or
no.
me or Christina.
Or yeah, I mean, as long as you live close by.
Yes.
Yeah, times that I probably drove and I shouldn't have. I've gone a girls' night out. Let's meet close by and have dinner. Well, a couple glasses of wine at dinner, totally acceptable. But I drove home.
Yeah.
Probably not smart. So just put that in your mind. Like, there's too many ways to get rides now. Uber, Lyft, friends have a designated driver. Better yet, you offer to be the designated driver.
It's super fun.
And then you offer to be the driver and say you're not drinking tonight because you want to drive.
Because people are going to ask you.
Yes.
If you choose not to drink in a social setting, people are going to grill you. So, saying up front, like, I'm going to be the designated driver, that takes the conversation right off the table.
Absolutely.
And then your other favorite thing to say to people.
That you're on medication. They don't need to know why or what for.
Or my favorite too, I'm on a cleanse. Gluten and dairy and alcohol for 30 days. That's a good one. And then the next time, maybe offer to be the designated driver, so you don't have to have the awkward conversation of, I'm just so cool, I don't need to drink.
Yeah.
All right. Anything else?
No.
Okay.
Just reach out to us if you want any info. We're gonna try to do this once a week, maybe, or a couple times a month. We're
as much as we feel
as we can. If you want to privately message us some questions or things about this, it keeps saying reconnecting, so I don't know if they're getting the info or not.
We'll need to
just
connect to. I did it on mine too.
Oh, okay.
We'll need to connect your phone to my Wi-Fi next time.
Okay.
Anyway, we're learning. Thanks for watching.
Let us know if you have any questions.
Okay. Bye.